Tuakau Honey Jar First to Everest. Out of the long white cloud a star did rise. The great historic moment was unfurled. Everywhere people got a great surprise. It was the time of a war-weary world. Go back in time to the Empire Age. Men vowed to sink each foreign ship and barge. When those seafaring guys plundered with rage, they made their royal kingdoms very large. The enemies laid waste with armoured trucks. The extreme dislike for Jews was profound. In the world everywhere was in a flux. Hitler's atrocities in hell are found. Britain did rise to world supremacy. In many areas it came with fame. Traders made heaps the aristocracy. In time they paid the price, the waiting game. Such mortals with selfish goals in the plan. The thrills of exploration filled the head. Perhaps it was the point where it began. Those folks that satisfied themselves, we read. Yes, each adventurer had a grand name, under the sea and mountains in the sky, in search of bounteous booty to claim. Arrogance caused a few of them to die. Many of them thought of their quid pro quo. Colossal crest in the mind these did swell. Driven all too well by hunt, they did go. Ventured stories they never did tell. By George, because it is there, one did say. Mallory said in 1924. Alas, little did they know it did play. Those words were echoed many times before. The Industrial Revolution boomed. Yea, she remained the workshop of the world. Much civil unrest on her head resumed. In far-flung colonies disorder swirled. Britain rode high the waves, but not for long. The bull in her china shop stopped to view. Constant battle raged to correct the wrong. She bit off more than she could ever chew. The jewels on the crown have lost their sparks. The balance of power is shifting fast. Germany is scoring too many marks. Those Yankees are sure the train would not last. No solid rock, not even Gibraltar. Britannia is in the twilight zone. Aristocrats still think it is bizarre. Humble folks now speak with a perished tone. War was in every place around the globe. England fought tooth and nail to keep her flag. Sweet Edward discarded his royal robe, loved the game that bore a Hollywood tag. George VI had firm determination. He showed that he was no regal rookie. Took with him no form of trepidation. He held fast the flaky, crumbling cookie. He was not a graduate from Eton. Yea, he stammered, and sometimes he would pause. His hard knocks record still stands unbeaten. This stylish king gained much worldwide applause. In his new clothes, George VI spoke on air. His voice did flow from north, south, east, and west, on topics his subjects wanted to hear. Those royal talks were the first and the best. His speeches had a melodious drone. No one believed that it would be that way. Fragile though in health, he sat on the throne. To George they listened 'cause he was okay. We shall teach subjects to think on their feet. With brawn and brain we shall again have sway. Reform, or else we all ache from defeat. Diplomacy shall keep those foes at bay. Like manna from on high, his words did fall. It was on the throne where it all began. Caused his subjects to stand with heads up tall. He respected the dignity of man. For 15 years he did rule to a T, in gorgeous sets of 5 unbrokenly. His slaves were freed amid the jubilee. The crown regained honor and dignity. The crown's indivisibility dies. Britannia's flag quivered at half-staff. In the whole realm tears fell for their goodbyes. Lizzie wears the mantle on his behalf. His unsparing devotion you have seen. In Carlton Gardens stands his golden head. In a world of change, said the young queen, his phoenix rises in mien with wings spread. It soars above more splendid than before. Many good things were never left to fate. The Commonwealth is knocking at the door. The wealth of nations we all shall create. Justice comes with self-determination. In sovereign realms they have independence. Technology joins the exploration. Shine these bright diamonds of transcendence. Near Papakura Olympic-sized spa, Tuakau trees sway in the breeze. Top of Red Hill there stands the Maori Pa. In full view are hives made by honey bees. Hear this story for crying out real loud. In Aotearoa, Lizzie is their queen. It has caused much hype and buzz in the crowd. A dreamer talks to bees at 17. As one goes south of the city of sails into Taikuta-Aka-Maori, this dreamer has many travels and tales. He is a Pakeha and not Maori. He was born in the winter of July, lives at home with his lovely wife Louise. He is shy, lean, and reads a lot, this guy. It was rumored that he talked much to bees. Found on the peaks of Aotearoa, man made of steel like the mahogany. He dug, clung, and did climb in the flora. He walked the hills of the Kui. Many days he tramped the forested hills. Bang, bang, a branch of a tree snapped and fell. One day in the countryside filled with thrills, he did sip bran tea in a cup from Bell. They told him that his statue would stand tall. These worker bees made hives in floral trees. They said he would stand tall in Oriwa's mall. He remembered prophetic charts with please. Think of the Beatitudes as you grow. Humble be, and to you they will adore. Generously from the heart let them flow. Remember your vow now and evermore. You have become a great part of our lives. Up and up the huge mountain you must soar. Take with you honey that flows from our hives, and good luck, dearest friend, as you explore. The exchange of emotions was intense. He now must remember the golden rule. His beekeeping has become a past tense. They knew he would be back before the Yule. Next day, Ed took off for the long journey, full of courage, resolve, and nerves of steel. On his back a jar of Tuakau honey. The fear of the unknown he did conceal. He and his Sherpa guide before the mount. They both looked at the giant in the sky, thought of the many steps they each must count. The climb stands at 8,000 meters high. They dreamed with a useful purpose in mind. No selfish behavior was in their bones. This vision they made real for all mankind. They judged people never by their skin tones. There is the challenge they now saw ahead. Bonded by their goal, air, ice, wind, and hell. Edmund and Tanzine clung like they were red. They hoped their travels they themselves would tell. With care they avoided many missteps, climbed the 91 kilometers left. Up the third pole they trudged with measured steps. They reached the peak of the mountain with death. Their 4 feet were the first to ever rest. With knees bent in praise they have crossed the bar. Edmund and Sherpa stood on Mount Everest. Drops of Tuakau honey fell from the jar. Up on their feet the 2 stood to survey. Safely those 2 from the mountain came down. The new land was too cold for them to stay. With gladness their faces wore not a frown. We do know that this crest bears true story. No task is too hard for us to fulfill. Let's all make good pages in history. It shows what can be achieved with the will. We heard about Hillary and Norgay. They are from a common stock, not elite. Conquer the deadliest peak in their way. Says any challenge we for sure can beat. Still here, Sir Edmund Hillary gives all. His success code he has carved on the slate. This Kiwi inspires and does enthrall. Him, Bradley, and Inglis did emulate.